This morning, breaking news, Fox firing Ed Henry. We actually learned about it from his co-host.
A moment now for some news about the co-anchor of this program, Ed Henry. After a recent claim and investigation involving sexual misconduct in the workplace, Ed has been terminated from Fox News. In an internal memo to employees, Fox News Media CEO Suzanne Scott and President and Executive Editor Jay Wallace addressed this very serious issue in an effort to bring full transparency to it and emphasize that we will continue to strive to maintain a safe and inclusive workplace for all employees. Rotating anchors will be sitting in with me until a replacement is named.
Okay, and we left in that pause because she seemed to be affected by it.
Yeah, and it may take some time to find a male host on Fox News who isn't implicated in some kind of weird, pervy sexual assault claim.
I know that when the breaking news came out, and I could already see in the comments, by the way, people were like, is it Hannity? Is it all this stuff? No, it was Ed Henry, who's, ostensibly one of their, straight news people or whatever. In terms of the details, what we do know is Suzanne Scott and Jay Wallace, the media CEO and president, put out a statement saying, on Thursday, June 25th, we received a complaint about Ed Henry from a former employee's attorney involving willful sexual misconduct in the workplace years ago. Based on investigative findings, Ed has been terminated. There's not much information there, but the information that is interesting is that complaint was 6 days ago.
Wait, but it said years ago, a complaint based on activities.
Yes, the activity had been years ago. The complaint was just 6 years ago.
Oh.
That's
a
fairly
6 days
fast
ago, you said.
6 days ago, yeah. The complaint.
You said years.
Not the incident. Oh, sorry. Anyway, it's a very fast turnaround for the investigation that they actually did this. And so we don't know what the actual complaint was about. It seems likely that we may never know, but they fired him fast.
Yeah, they really did. That is so weird. I mean, he also has had, it's strange that he took 4 months off I do have it up here, in 2017, after having an extramarital affair with a Vegas cocktail waitress, and then he came back and he was reassigned to just general reporting, and he couldn't do politics anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't know the full details of that, and whether it was a consensual affair, but they say that there were charged text messages between the two. So I wonder if they just looked at it and were like, you know what? Yeah. This seems moderately credible. We got to get rid of Ed Henry. But it's just one of those things that I don't know. I assume that all the things that they do at Fox News and all the terrible messaging and all the racially charged crap that they cover in their primetime lineup, they then have this weird coefficient of firing, whether they do get rid of you or not, and whether you stick around is based on how many people care if you leave. Mm-hmm. And I don't think anybody really cares if Ed Henry goes. He's not with Fox and Friends. He's not with Hannity. He's not Tucker Carlson. No one cares. He's one of the interchangeable kind of doughy faces that they throw in there because they used all of their strong features on Brett Baer, and all that was left was circles. So it's him and the pollster guy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know the pollster guy. Okay, so I have a little bit of thought on that. Let me just fill in for people who might not be familiar with Ed Henry. He's a longtime Washington, D.C. correspondent, joined Fox News 9 years ago after 7 years at CNN. He served as chief White House correspondent for Fox during the Obama administration before a stint as co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend. So he was previously with Fox and Friends. In December, he was promoted to co-anchor of America's Newsroom. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't know much about him because I don't try to watch Fox much. But he has been described as sort of their up-and-coming, serious news person who hypothetically someday might be important for the network in its non-opinion capacity. And the question is, how important is their non-opinion capacity to them? And I am just fairly certain that the standards for firing have got to be different. I mean, maybe the times have changed. Maybe that's all it is. And they say in that statement, we overhauled our HR. We take this far more seriously. We don't want any more movies made about us and all that. Maybe that's what it is. But when I think back to the stuff around Roger Ailes, the stuff around Bill O'Reilly, it wasn't a 6-day turnaround. So either the culture has massively changed, which I find hard to believe, or it has something to do with, as you pointed out, the sort of relative power and value you bring to the network.
Yeah, and I think when I think of Ed Henry, I think occasionally he gets caught too transparently echoing Trump stuff, but that's only the kind of links that make their way to Mediaites, so I can laugh at them. But I think within Fox News, he fits that mold of their octogenarian, septuagenarian base, watching them, seeing a blue-eyed, floppy-haired white kid and going, he's a nice boy.
Yeah.
And they can no longer say that in the wake of all the sexual assault claims.
Yeah. So, before we jump into
when you say willful sexual misconduct, some people were like, oh, did the other person like it? No, willful means he was willfully flouting the law, essentially.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, not consensual. Exactly. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.